All right, guys, we have our friend, our RotoViz brethren, Hasan Rahim, joining us tonight. His triumphant return to the program. We are going to talk about some of his SFB research that, of course, is Scott Fishbowl. All of us are participating, have some picks under our belt. We can all get MV over Pat's team, all that good stuff. And then we will culminate the show with a puppy draft. You guys can try to get in it with us, but we would prefer you didn't. Peace. Pat Fryer Helmuth.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your sight.
Jamar. Alpha play chase.
Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally Piss Boys. You're right.
All right. We got Hasan, we got Gretch, we got Pat, we got a four-man, we got the chat going. How are we doing tonight, guys?
Good.
Living the dream, man.
Welcome, Hasan.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, you know, every time you fly so close to the sun, we're never sure if we're ever actually going to be able to have you back safely. But we
what country's on watch tonight?
Papua New Guinea, just because.
Oh, no. Bullock had asked before the show started if we could explain the Australia beef, and I don't even know if there is an explanation.
Nope, can't be done.
You had to be there, really.
You have to be in Australia or at the origin?
Yeah, you have to be there.
No, you just had to be at the origin of the beef. It was during an FFPC playoff challenge stream, and like we were getting. It was Leone and I were getting like assaulted left, right, and center over the Juju take, and he went off that game against the Browns, that playoff game against the Browns. And the one guy who, for some reason, I singled out, he just looked like a stereotypical Australian beach bum. Like, I was surprised he could afford internet, like to actually
the
talk smack at
explanation
us.
is leading to more Australian beef.
Which is actually very good. Australian beef is good. The country itself, take it or leave it. And
not
Papua
the best
New
food,
Guinea,
I will say. I did visit Australia in college, and even as a college kid, you know, pretty much down to eat whatever. I wasn't impressed with the food. Wasn't impressed. Sorry.
No shrimps in the Barbie for young Pat.
So Hasan, how did they get you back writing on RotoViz? You did this Scott Fishbowl big deep dive. All of us were like wandering around like, we haven't looked at the scoring settings. What's going on? Someone save us. And then your article dropped and we all felt pretty caught up. But your last article was December 27th. I'm looking here. So it's been way too long for you.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. Just, you know, had some time finally out of school and just able to have some time to write again. I really enjoy the Fishbowl just because it's a unique format. It's got some weird quirks, and definitely there's a lot of structural stuff that you can actually do. This year the scoring was very, very balanced. Like you'll find kickers popping in optimal projections as well, which is it is what it is. But, you know, just sort of dusted it off because it still is a little bit of points per first down scoring, which is a little bit of like play the best plays kind of stuff. That chart there, thanks to Mike Beers for making that. I was in the process of making it. He posted the same thing, so I was like, all right. And Mike was very kind to let me use it, so you're able to sort of see exactly how nuanced this scoring is. Unfortunately, it's very quarterback heavy, very, very quarterback driven. We can get back into that later in the piece, but you know, we're just able to just having so much time done with this sort of stuff. I just figured, you know, it's time to just get back on the horse here and just try to write something out. And let me tell you, it's tough. It's been a while. It's really hard to get back.
When you haven't written in a while?
Yeah.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Yeah, Gretch coming out. I'm sure that the first words you wrote after, you know, being on your Hawaii trip, that must have been hard.
Me? Yeah, sorry. I stopped paying attention for a second.
I don't know unless Pat or
Recording
Hasan
is hard sometimes.
You're getting contemplative about it, dude.
So what? Let's pull up Pat's team first here because it's just like
let's go.
I said it like made it not fun for.
Wait, before we pull this up, let's start with my team because I have a great story about my team. It's a very fun team. So I chose the 102. I was super, super excited to get the 102. Actually, I didn't pay attention at all. When people asked me right before the draft what pick I might have actually wanted, well, you already ruined my great story. That's
sorry. I thought I went to it. I forgot to press go.
That's all right.
Here we go.
So I chose the 102. When people asked me, a couple of people asked me before the draft what I wanted, I actually said 105 because I was like, I don't know. I initially picked 102. I thought I'd just take Mahomes or Allen. And then I was like, well, you can get Kyler, Lamar, or I didn't realize it was third round reversal. So, or Herbert. And then you get the benefit in the second and the third round. 105 seemed like the optimal choice. At any rate, I was stuck at 102. I took Mahomes, comes back to me at 211. Chase went a couple picks before me. I was kind of bummed. I was looking for Chase, but I had this choice between Lance and Pitts. Ultimately decided to go Lance. Was surprised to see him still available in the third and even late into the third in a lot of drafts, and I didn't like drafting higher than what some people are going to get in some other rounds. Immediately went to this great tool from Josh ADHD and said, who has Mahomes and Lance? Do. First, and I'm thinking, okay, Mahomes is going top 3 in every draft. I don't see Lance going in when I had looked at his data going later than like 309 very frequently. I'm like, this is going to be only like 3 or 5 teams. I see more teams than I'd like to see, first of all. And one name pops out, our buddy Pat Kerrane. Pat Kerrane's Trey Lance price is he had the 105 and he got Patrick Mahomes at the 105. So first of all, I think that's ridiculous. Then he got Trey Lance in the middle of the third. So I'm like, great, this is awesome. Pat gets not only Mahomes and Lance, but also has Jamar Chase. Then it gets better. I come all the way back at the 311. George Kittle's gone. Pitts is gone. I decide I'm going to take Darren Waller. I'm going to get my tight end. And I go and I look at Pat's team to see where I'm going to beat him now. Oh, he took Aaron Jones. I got the better team now. Pat slipped up. He took a running back. I got a lead tight end. Pat's missing on a lead tight end. Lo and behold, 2-3 hours later, Pat takes Darren Waller in the 5th round. My first 3 picks are Pat's first, 3rd, and 5th pick, and he's just adding Jamar Chase and Aaron Jones to this team. I'm dust. I just took Gabriel Davis too. Fantastic.
That's why I was like, Pat ruined it. It's like I'm getting my guys that I like, but I'm just getting them at ADP or whatever, and then Pat just is getting a super team gifted. So it's like, all right, I guess I can't post a screenshot of my team.
Waller 508. I checked on him earlier. The latest he's gone is 510.
Wow. I think at the time, one other person had gotten him at 508 as well.
What do you got?
You had given up the elite tight end. That was the thing you had given up, but then you still got it.
I still got it.
No, it's a great feeling. I mean, I've been there. I remember last year, everyone was like, I was in the same spot. I got it like kind of just handed to me. It played out really nice. And I was telling everyone I didn't really do much. It was just like very cool to have the picks that you wanted to take come to you. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's how it's felt for me. I'm like, should I go? I was like, man, I'd really like to get Judy or Bateman here, but I really want Gabe Davis. So I'm just going to take Gabe Davis. Like, kind of everything's fallen for me here. I'm just going to take Gabe Davis. Gives me that little week 17 correlation with Chase. Gotta play for that week 17. Yep. Gotta win it. Sure. And then I still got Judy. So it just.
Do you want to share your little alpha leak for the Scott Fishbowl playoffs you were looking at as far as correlation?
Yeah. So, and
we'll get back to your team, Hasan, in a sec, I promise.
The best way to utilize strategy for any league that you're doing is wait until you're about 7 rounds deep in the draft before you really understand the format that you're in. That's always optimal. So, luckily, what I found, maybe this is just a bias, but it kind of confirms the way I'd already built my team. But yeah, looking at the playoff structure, because I had remembered last year and previous years, it was kind of like, basically you make the playoffs and then it's sort of like these GPPs that you got to win every week. But this year, it's pretty different than what I remembered previously. It's only 11 weeks in the regular season. Half of the entire field makes the playoffs. And then you're basically like just trying to stay out of the bottom for week 11, 12, for week 12, 13, and 14. 150 teams are going to get removed each week. So, with progressively less teams, that becomes a higher percentage of the field is getting bumped, but still it's not even half the field. And then in week 15, you're basically in a double up where you just need to finish in the top 540 So like basically half the field gets removed in week 15, and then week 16 you have to finish top 30 in a 540 field, and then week 17, which is like 5.5% or something, and then week 17 you have to finish 1 out of 30, which is like 3%. So week 16 and week 17 are kind of small field GPPs, and you know in a sense have to win those small field GPPs in back-to-back weeks. But like I wouldn't worry about any week 15 correlation because you're basically in like a double up. You just need to finish in the top half basically.
There you go. Hasan, how's your draft been going? Are you happy with this?
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with it. So I started with this the Animal Abuser Open, right? Dak, Hurts, Lamb, and then you go with I came around asking for a little bit of help in the Discord with flipping between T Higgins and Javonte Williams, and like AJ Brown was like an instant pick. Like the guy at the end picking 112, he was able to double up on Javonte and I think Cam Akers. And he I was going to let Kamara slide anyway. I was like, oh, do I, break structure, go, finally for the first time in like 6 years, take like an RB. I was like, no, I'm not going to let that do.
Can we just circle back to this Dak Hurts Lamb thing?
Mike Vick, your 22nd pick? What's happening?
How long have you been sitting on this, Hasan?
I thought about it this morning, and I was like, I got to figure out exactly how to say it, just because it's like a sentence in and of itself.
Well, you delivered it magnificently to the point I was so stunned at the words that just came out of your mouth.
Oh, man. I like these teams that got Hurts in the back of the first, and especially some of the ones I've seen that didn't take 2 QBs, but then got Lance at 302. So not your team, Hasan.
Yeah,
but,
no.
Have you? I didn't have a shot at Higgins or AJ Brown. I mean, have you had an opinion on that picking that late slot at 111 as you've gone through? Was that kind of annoying at the 1-2 turn? What do you feel like?
No, I actually was playing for the third round reversal there just because I knew that it was third round reversal. So I knew I wanted to do like a double stack again, kind of like what Pat was saying, is you wanted to sort of double correlate or at least correlate your lines a little bit. And I was able to get. I was flipping between Dak and Russ, and I was just like, I'll take. Last year I took Russ, and he was objectively probably like one of the worst QB picks last season, and he's kind of been a little overvalued. So I'm interested to see what the new situation in Denver looks like, right? Because like for years we've been talking about Russ being unleashed, but I really don't know if that's truly going to happen. To where I'm confident he's got like his best supporting cast or whatever. And last year, so I was like, I want to try something a little different. And I just knew that I wanted to go with Dak and with Lamb. Like I think Lamb really does have a very good shot at leading the entire league in receiving. And if I'm doing that, I want to make sure that I'm getting like an alpha target hog and to pair with my quarterback, because I really want those like wide receivers are very devalued in this format. So if you're picking them early, you're trying to taking a stand on the guy who you think is going to really lead the league in terms of targets. And you can see Lamb having a potential 30 to 32% target share on like the absolute tail end of his outcome. Like he could probably get to 35%, right? So that's kind of what you're playing for with Lamb. And that's where I was like, I believe in the talent.
Double correlation is sweet. I'm happy to see you go QB. My read on this scoring is that it is very QB heavy.
Yeah.
Because there's so much negatives for the bad QBs. Like you have to be actually like a good quarterback, able to complete passes in a good offense.
Yeah,
it's and the rushing have negative weeks help.
Like last year.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of guys in that like that QB2-ish range that people are just taking very happily, who at best get you 18 points, at worst get you like -3.
See, Pete, how tilting is that to see like Friedman got.
Oh, it's
312. He got Lance, so he has Allen Lance but with Lance at the 312.
Did you see where some of these people were getting like?
Yes,
Jalen Hurts had a tight band. Like Jalen Hurts, the latest he slipped was 211. There's a fucking 504.
I almost tweeted how bad this is. Yeah.
How is this happening? Trey Lance.
But like I'm mad at the guy who got him at 504 for not taking him in the 4th.
Right,
taking the 4th.
Right, so I was originally signed up for the Seattle Live, and when I took him, that was the latest pick, that 406 there. You see about 6 down. And I was like, I couldn't do it because I didn't know when the live was. I was kind of confused, but I thought I might be on one of these trips I just got off of. And so I switched back to on to a slow draft. I saw that and I was like, well, guess I messed up. I should have done Seattle Live. I should have taken Lance. And then I thought about that for 2 seconds and said, there's no way he would have made it to 406 if I was in the draft. I would have probably still taken him in the second, but almost like definitely taken him in the third. That's just
that's such a sick start. Like, man, to get like Kittle and then Lance is like
Kittle Lance at the 4 or 5 is nutty.
I mean, it's awesome. It shouldn't have happened, but congratulations.
Yeah, I did the Josh Allen Trey Lance, which, as I just saw on the screener, is apparently heavily duplicated there. Grab DeAndre Swift, Debo, Waddle, and Hawkinson. So it's just like, it's fine. They're all the guys I like, but I don't get any gifts on a silver platter like Karain over here.
Sorry, dude.
One thing in the chat,
I just want to add to the playoff thing, because this is actually a pretty important point that I didn't mention, which is that every step of the way, your score that week is getting averaged with your cumulative score to date. So like, it's not even just your regular season score, but like, your week 16 score includes, the cumulative score is everything up to that point, including week 15. And I don't know. To me, that makes the quarterback scoring like even more important, right? Because if you like struggle through the middle part of the season with some crap quarterbacks and you're taking negatives, like that's following you. Or if like it takes you a while to figure out a flex spot because you don't have a quality quarterback starter the way some of the other guys in your league do, that's all following you cumulatively throughout the rest of the playoffs.
And on top of that, the fact that the playoffs are a ladder and it's like a 6-week ladder, if you take them minus 15, which is possible for a lot of these guys. I mean, even like Kirk Cousins, people have said is really good in this format. People have taken him very high. And Kirk Cousins is a high, completion percentage player. They got the new coordinator. He might be great. I don't know. But like Kirk Cousins has had games that in this scoring system will be not minus 15. And if you get that, basically at any point, week 11, week 12, week 13, week 14, week 15, all the way to week 17, you're out because that's one of your 2 quarterback slots. It's the highest scoring position. Hasan's article showed us that at the upper band, like very, very high ceilings at quarterback as well. It's a huge range. So if you're taking a negative 15 against the best teams and you have to, even if you finish top 50%, you're gonna need a lot from your running backs, receivers, and tight ends and that other quarterback to overcome that. I mean, it will just end you.
Yeah, and like the thing is like rushing, like the rushing production is like it's almost kind of muted, like in terms of like how important it is for ADP, because you really need that like the rushing yardage that you get, and then on top of that, you need those first downs. Like that's enough to negate like every first down a quarterback picks up with his legs. That's a bunch of extra free completions. The guys who tend to score in that 400 plus-ish range, like last year, like Josh Allen did, like these are guys who are like always using their legs. Like the incompletions, all that stuff is irrelevant if you can make up that difference with your legs. If you have a guy who's not going to run and he throws an interception, like you're going to go from like a 22-point week to like an 18-point week and possibly even lower because it gets like -4. And then if you throw a bunch of other incompletions and stuff, you just sort of compounds when script goes awry is what really punishes these quarterbacks, The
reason I got comfortable, and I completely agree with that, the reason I got comfortable with Lance was looking at Hurts last year, who had one negative game in this format, but was over at least at 12 or higher every other game. And he had some bad passing games, but it's exactly what you just said. The rushing does provide that floor.
Yeah. 56 first downs for Jalen Hurts last year. He was a better, just pure rusher than guys like Ezekiel Elliott, David Montgomery, and even Austin Eckler, right? Like, like that's what you're paying for, and that's why these guys are going into premium. Like, I just don't understand these teams that are playing for Matty Ice as a QB1 because like you're pretty much you're hoping for an 18. You're more likely going to get like a 6. At that point, you're losing one of your 2 flex spots. And if you're trying to put in, another quarterback in the super flex spot, you're going to be losing that position to someone who's got like dual elite QB with rushing production by like 30 points.
Right.
Yeah. And Lance, going back to last year, he scored okay in, very small sample size. But I was like, okay, how did Lance do in this format? Because he looked like terrible as a passer last year, but it wasn't really that bad. So that made me feel, like, okay, if he can get to a Hurts level, to your point, scored well in this format, then it'll be an awesome pick in the 3rd.
That seems like a pretty good expectation for him, even if he doesn't throw particularly well. There's still probably ceiling beyond that, right? pulled him up. Yeah, he had 2 20-point games in his 2 starts, which he was not a good passer in those starts.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he was 15 of 29 in one game. Okay, he only had 7.5 points in that game. That was not as good of one. But, 2 other 20-point games where he was like, one, he was 9 of 18 passing, like 50% completion percentage is bad in this format, but the rushing makes up for it.
Yeah, I was worried
Also
I was going to see a negative for one of those games. And
Right.
7,
Yeah,
As
that's
bad
not
as
going to
it
kill
played.
you. It won't kill you.
I was just going to give a shout out to Kevin Tompkins, ship chaser, and works over at Fantasy Life with us here, holding down latest RB1 right now,
I'm coming for that
1107.
boy.
You're coming for him?
Yeah, I have not taken a running back yet, and I'm through 8 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might not be able to get that deep. That's pretty deep.
11.
all due respect to Kevin, but I don't think that 11 record's going to stand very long.
It probably will. There's a lot of. Let's see what his team looks like here with the waiting so long on it. First running back selected. Rojo. There you go, Pat.
Beautiful.
All right.
1107.
I love getting Hopkins in that. I just took Godwin because I've already taken 5 receivers before him. I like the idea of getting Hopkins. I mean, it's a huge swing. We've talked about it in some of our mini-sodes. We were discussing Hopkins sort of for a similar reason. There's a playoff hammer element if you're taking a lot of good
And it's a
receivers.
nice price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kevin, the reason he did one of the first 10 rounds live, I believe, which is why they're so far ahead here. What were you going to say?
No, I was just gonna say Hopkins, Godwin, like all these guys, like just that delayed. Because you can just play them later, right? Like you just wait, just play them as long as if you're structuring your team to do that. And man, that's a really nice price on Gesicki in this format.
I just hope Malik Willis is starting for him because Jameis Winston is one of those quarterbacks that terrifies me for the negatives I was talking about with the playoff ladder. Like, I don't know how you get through 6 straight weeks of not getting blown up by Jameis Winston.
I tell you how you do, Gretch. Crushing your opponents at the wide receiver.
Yeah, you're going to need to crush though, and Jameis is going to give you a -20.
Oh, man.
Yeah, by week 14, I don't know if he's starting Jameis. He might have a wide receiver in there.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Super flexing a receiver. That's how you get the floor.
It's badass.
Hasan, have you been is this one of your first main drafts? Have you been doing any of the best ball stuff, dipping your toes in, or where are you at so far this offseason?
Yeah, just sort of really just been kind of going in and out. So I did a bunch of drafts pre NFL draft. I jumped in during the Puppy Superflex, and now I'm sort of trying to keep a steady stream going. I'm really behind, so I'm just in like 20 each right now across platforms, and I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. I've just lost all sense of roster construction. But yeah, I'm just trying to catch up to you guys as much as I can because I mean you guys have been doing like drafts the whole time, so I'm just gonna draft off your I guess draft and just hope that I can, hopefully we can all have a good season.
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to it. Obviously I've drafted a bunch of teams on Underdog. We're underway in our first main event on FFPC. I believe, Pat, we've got a couple of those mini-sodes up on the audio feed. Those are delayed. And if you'd like the videos that come out earlier, those are just for YouTube members. So you become a YouTube member, you get access to the Discord and access to the video early release versions of those mini-sodes. Getting lots of fun feedback on those. We've had, I don't know, I'd say quite the winding journey with some of those things where we'll talk for 25 minutes and then be like, wait, do we actually want to do something else? And it's been the team's pretty interesting so far.
I've gotten some fun messages too with people who are like listening to early episodes and kind of like getting like, okay, but like, are you guys really thinking about doing this? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, we did that. So, there's stuff where like, you're not really thinking about doing that, are you? And I'm like, no, yeah, we were. Because we did.
I know. I was trying to think too. There was something we referenced too, where I feel like some news item already even kind of shifted what we said. So if you are listening to the audio version on those, you're probably like, I don't know, 5 or 6 days behind, if not maybe a little bit more. So if there's a reference that seems slightly outdated,
I think you're about a week
why.
behind because I've released 2 of them, and I'll drop probably another one this week.
Yeah, so having lots of fun with that. We're in a really interesting range of the draft right now where we're having to make some tough decisions. So yeah, our next we're probably after this show actually going to record a mini episode. What are we in, guys? Or is it the 10th round pick or 11th?
I think the 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the 11.
we will get back to you guys on that. But Hasan, what do you say? You want to rip a puppy draft? We can see the world through Hasan's lens in one of these drafts.
Yeah, buddy, let's do it. I'm really excited for this.
Before we move on, I do want to say I owe Matic a debt of gratitude for letting me know, because I didn't know any of the stuff with Scott Fishbowl. I said, Davis, what spot should I draft out of? And he said the 105, because you get an elite quarterback, and then you get the benefit from the third round reversal at least a little bit. I was like, all right, thank you. Anyway, so I pull up Davis's team later, and he's drafted out of the 107. So I was like, what? When did you decide?
Well, maybe he didn't get what he asked for.
Well, maybe he
no, because you can select. You literally like pick which league and which draft slot.
Okay,
that's hilarious. I just didn't want to switch. Oh, he's out of the 108. What is he? He still got Kyler out of the 108.
Well, he also spent all day.
That's Eric Blair.
That's Blair's team.
Oh, this is Maddox spent the whole day.
Okay, it's the 107.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. That's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like Tua. Part of when I was looking at my what ifs, I almost took Pitts over Lance. Tua made it all the way to 311, and I like him in this format. He's a high completion percentage guy. My whole team would look way different. I've been kind of gaming it out. Like I took Debo to stack with Lance. I would have taken CD instead. I would have taken Waddle, who I didn't end up taking, and stack with Tua. I have this whole like alternate universe team that I'm going to keep in mind.
Yeah, you do.
Track it throughout the season?
Yeah.
I regret not doing. I didn't game out the optimal slot, and I was just like, give me the 101, whatever. And I definitely have missed some of those value pockets for sure. Because I had a spot where I Justin Jefferson went right before me at the end of the second round, and so Lance ended up being my consolation prize. But that's basically what Pat got, where you get that elite wide receiver, and then you see if Lance falls to you because other people aren't as high on him. So it is what it is. Shout out Scott Fish.
He got AJ Brown. He got Waddle to stack with Tua. Davis is doing all right.
Pretty nice.
It is interesting that he told you 105 and then what 107.
I know.
Yeah. Guys, I didn't get the Influencer 101. I requested it. As Pat said, you pretty much got what you requested, right, Pat?
Yeah, I think you could basically select exactly what you wanted. I think, it helps Scott out from what I understand. So
I did the same thing you did, Pete, except I just thought for 1 second longer, I was like, I'm going to take the 102 because then I'll get Alan Orba hopes. And then later I was like, I should change this. Nah, I'll just pick for the 102.
Yeah. I'm sure all the guys that were grinding like Scott Fishbowl mocks, they were well aware of these phenomenons that
Davis is in the Scott Fishbowl mock street.
Let's do it. Man, it's crazy. This puppy's at 62.8%.
Wow.
What? This thing fills over the weekend.
Yeah, I've been trying to jam as many entries as possible. I'm not going to be able to max this one.
How many have you gotten in?
I think I'm at 15 or 16. So I'm way away. Yeah, I just completely lose like all semblance of roster construction after that.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on here, buddy?
What? I know. No more Influencer 101.
Where are we in the
what?
They kind of got the decimal system a little wrong, right? It was
what are we looking at here? Are there players at one
see,
time? How does this
work?
work?
They screwed up the decimal, right? It should be 101, but we're 110.
What do you guys think about the Dak Hurts Lamb, the Dak Hurts Lamb strategy for this one?
Yeah, let's do the animal abuse strategy.
Jeez. Are we going back to? Is there going to be a super flex puppy?
I don't know.
Man, I was like having to make picks in that because initially I got really cute because I didn't think that people would get on to the new Superflex ADP as quickly as it did. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna take JT, and then people are gonna be not fully paying attention. And those teams are sadness. It's like Mac Jones, Kenny Pickett. That's what I'm rolling out at quarterback.
One of these years, that will be the right strategy, but it wasn't last year and it wasn't this year.
No.
maybe in 2023 the quarterback class will help us out with that.
Gretch, what did you end up finishing last year in Scott Fishbowl?
I lost out in the semis. I mean, whatever, I just didn't have the peak week you needed. I was first overall in 5 of the first 7 weeks or something, or after 5 of the first 7 weeks. There was some shuffling sometimes, but I was up there at the top for several of the early weeks, which was a cool feeling, obviously. Yeah. But it was also because I just got one of those drafts like Pat's been getting where it worked out. And then I ended up I got Stafford handed to me. We're up.
Hasan, welcome to a Piss Boys draft.
Yeah, I know. In all honesty, do we? I hate fucking saying this. Do we take running back like Henry or Najee, or do we take Evans?
I think I'm Evans or Debo.
I was going to say Debo or
what about Kelsey?
I don't mind. I don't mind Kelsey.
Kelsey's got to do us dirty. We got to get.
Yeah, I think he is going to do us dirty. I'd say if anything, Debo or Mike Evans, I'd be fine with.
Let's do Debo.
All right, let's do Debo.
All right.
Yeah, I got handed Stafford last year, and then I stacked him with my preferred stack, Cooper Kupp, which is the only reason I ended up with Cooper Kupp on that team. I didn't take him a ton. I liked Kupp as their preferred guy, but I got handed Stafford 4th round. Yeah,
you guys are gonna have to talk me through the week 17 correlations. I don't know them very well.
First we worry about the wide receiver avalanche, but that's our main priority right now.
First, we worry if the 10 pick was too late to get any starting wide receivers. Brandon and I, you just went. Oh god.
Do you guys want to take?
I was gonna say. I mean,
Hill or Higgins?
I was gonna say Higgins.
Higgins over Hill.
I'm Higgins over Hill, but I'm open to any wide receiver here.
I would take Higgins.
I could see taking Saquon right here.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I would take Dalvin Cook if we're taking a running back, but we're gonna get buried. This is like a real.
We're gonna miss out completely. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, my recommendation is to take Higgins. We're gonna love running backs the entire draft.
Higgins.
Right. Yeah, no, because what I was gonna say was
we just tore up the 2-3 turn. Debo Higgins.
If you just say that's at ADP. What I was actually gonna say was.
We just took the 2-3 turn out of the 10 slot.
We 100% did.
No, we're drawing very live. No, but what I was gonna say was would it have made sense to go like true hyper fragile, right? Like Henry, and I don't know, you go running back.
AJ Brown 105 or 205 finally gets the respect he's due.
I know.
Yeah, we've orchestrated it. So AJ Brown early
top half of the second round, where he belongs.
Also, Aaron Jones going ahead of Dalvin Cook. This draft is
interesting. It's actually interesting to see what the 80, because at this point people are they actually have their pick of all the running backs, right? So you kind of just pick your preference. You can't really get anchored to the ADP.
No. Yeah, because that's where I was curious, because a true hyper fragile taking 3 running backs in a room like this, would that have been the optimal play? It would have probably been. Well, then you got to go. So you go with the 3 running backs, and you go 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, then you go fucking 10, 11, whatever the difference there is, and with the wide receivers, you go
I think we can basically pull off what would typically be thought of as a hyper fragile, but using rounds that aren't those rounds.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This is like an auction draft. We're just going to take a bunch of 3rd and 4th round picks, but from pick 1 to 6, with the receivers first and then the running backs later in the 5th and 6th. They're all going to be 3rd and 4th round ADPs. Going to be a unique build, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm genuinely curious if they cancel us on the would they cancel this, because there's one puppy draft one solo that I'm doing that is 100% going, because I think the guy at the end took Cedric Wilson at the 212, and just all these rando there's 2 teams in my puppy draft that are taking these undrafted ADP guys in the 2nd round.
No. If anything, this is the opposite. They wouldn't cancel this. They would pin this up and say this is the true efficient ADP. The default ADP in there is actually wrong. You guys actually got it right on this one.
God, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be the reaction, Pete.
How are you guys feeling about Rashad Bateman at the 310?
If he's there.
If he's there.
DeAndre
Swift too high with that joke
at the 304. a Jamar Chase, Mark Andrews, DeAndre Swift start. They actually might cancel this one.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good start.
that's a really good start. We're not going to break structure for Javonte, right? Or even Chubb.
I would
Break structure? You mean just disavow everything you believe
Yeah,
about
I
the
know.
world and your morals?
But I
No,
mean,
I'm-
Javonte at 310 though. I mean, disavow everything you believe, or Javonte at 310.
Man, it's gonna be like I hate to bring this up, but like it's gonna be like Melvin Gordon yet again, and then we're all gonna be like,
No, it's not. Don't do that.
Don't
I
do
know it's the off season. It's. Yeesh. Do we go Pitts?
I would go Javonte if you guys want to.
You go,
or go Pitts.
you go Javonte over Chubb?
Javonte
Javonte goes. I think Sutton is.
I think Sutton.
Sutton might be.
I was really hoping we got one of Waddle or Sutton at the end there.
Man, I was looking at like the pre-NFL draft ADP for Sutton, and it was so nice.
I mean, his ADP is 36. We just got him at 34. A steal in this room.
That qualifies as a value hound. In
No,
this
that's
Oh,
are we taking?
Did it.
Any interest in ETN at all? And out of curiosity, have any of you guys heard about the additional news about Dobbins' like knee, like his like the ligament damage stuff that like no one really reported on?
I haven't.
All right, I need to probably find that article and send it to you guys.
Where are you guys at? My thesis, and I know wide receiver avalanche draft withstanding, but like I think Kamara is going to be a back end first round pick here in about 2 to 3 weeks.
I think I'm with you, Pete. Like I don't like there's been a lot of smoke about his trial getting completely pushed to a fully healthy Kamara.
I think I'm Pitts over Kamara. If
You might be Pitts over
doesn't go
Kamara?
here.
I don't agree that he'll go that high. I think he'll
I don't
end up
either.
being kind of in the late second round range. Like people were pretty concerned about his general situation, but
I'm happy to take.
I am
Pitts.
drafting him.
I'm
But-
fine
Or
with
Gabe
either.
Davis. We could just do that too.
Oh no, I think
I think we have a luxury pick built in at this point.
yeah.
This is a true ooh here too.
This is a
Yeah,
good
this
pick.
is
Yeah, this is a good pick.
Fourth round, Kyle Pitts.
There you
This
go.
is a good start.
That's actually a really good true.
We're coming
zero.
around on it, Gretch.
Yeah.
You're coming
Yeah.
around on it.
So I mean, like that's like the one thing that I find interesting is, there's not enough. There's too many good running backs, like with a similar range of outcomes, like in the first, like RBs 1 through 16, right? Like when Kamara is like when he gets back, like he can't go that much higher. You know, like again, like to what Pat's point was about going to the mid-second round, like. When you look at how the running backs are, like how many running backs are you truly going to be, taking him over, and it becomes very dicey. Like it just becomes this like nebulous, big tier 1A. Or I guess if you're going with JT and CMC is your tier 1 for running backs, your tier 2 is just this big fucking amorphous blob of running backs, right?
Yeah, I just think he pretty comfortably ends up like if you eliminate all suspension concerns, I feel like he's like the RB5 or 6, like going before Mixon and Aaron Jones.
Right, but then
Look at
you
this
know
team out of the 6 hole. Eckler, Mixon, Allen, Herbert.
Dude,
you
this
don't know
guy-
about the Avalanche.
that
we
guy
are
has
like-
no idea what hit him. Like he's
we-
like just wandering.
We're at the resort. The sirens are blaring. This is like a national weather emergency. And he's just like going up for another ride.
He's enjoying his hot cocoa
He's
by
on
the
the
fire.
lift.
He's on the lift. He's like, this is awesome.
Yeah, so that was kind of what I wanted to get was like your take there, right? Because if Kamara, even if he does jump all of those guys, like is he a better pick there than like some of the guys going?
See, that's
later?
what I'm concerned about is the difference with like Bullock says in the chat, if he's late second round CMC, Kamara teams could dominate. CMC was still CMC when on the field last year.
Yeah.
Kamara was not still Kamara. He was
No.
in a different role without Drew Brees. He was a little bit less explosive, in my opinion.
His rushing
He was like a
efficiency
grinder,
good
right?
last
Like
year.
he was like
Yeah,
a
he was like
through
a
the
grinder.
tackles grinder.
So I
Yeah, it was really. disappointing.
hesitate a little bit to be like, he's still Alvin. Like usually when guys start to fall off at post 25, like I actually don't want to catch that that falling knife. You know.
Yeah. Man, team out of the 101 has got to really make sure they're going to be winning this by like week 8 because Godwin Nuke like not going to show up for some time.
Yeah, that was an interesting choice.
By the way, Kamara's 27 at the end of this month, so
yeah,
I mean,
he's older.
This has burned us like a bunch of times where we're like, oh, the receiving backs age better. It's okay.
No,
Not-
they all. I mean,
not
they all.
always.
I should be clear too. I'm strictly talking from like a closing line value standpoint. That
Sure.
I just see it's impossible that he doesn't rise.
I'm drafting him now. I'm taking him in the late third now.
Because I'm not going to be taking him once he moves up. But
No,
this is going to be
for
my
sure.
chance to get him.
No,
I think I had literally 0 shares when he was in the late second, and I am taking him in the late third.
No, DPR. Running backs don't necessarily fall off post 25. Like 27's kind of considered to be their true quote unquote peak here. You see a lot of more inefficient play from some of these guys as they hit 27, especially their early declares, just because they've spent that much time.
No, when they're 25, they're literally dead and they're completely out of the player pool. That's the actual.
I mean, that's our belief. But if you want to,
no,
But
I mean,
when I
but
did
honestly,
the article last year I did on legendary running backs, I was actually like, and I'm already like pretty age conscious. I was actually kind of surprised how much you really do want like the young guys to have like the massive legendary seasons. Those are coming from generally guys who are 25 and younger. It would be kind of surprising, or at least like an outlier among outliers.
And the ones who do it tend to have been consistently doing it. They don't usually start to degrade and then come back. You don't see that come back.
Sniper got us on the one that I was looking at.
All right. I guess we could do Mooney, but is there anybody else?
I was going to say Lamar or Mooney were my two.
Yeah, Lamar.
I could see Lamar for sure.
I could see Lamar.
Is there other receivers?
We'll go down a little bit.
Click receiver real quick.
Yeah.
It's like Elijah
Moore. Or, yeah.
I would do Elijah or Mooney. Yeah, do Mooney.
Yeah.
I never take Mooney, but it's fine.
Mooney.
We could take Mooney, and then if you guys are interested, we could take Elijah if he comes back.
Dude, Mooney, 0.5 picks.
After ADP.
I know.
Wow. Ooh. That's a good one.
Read the room, Easy. Read the room, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
That's
He's
about
going
2
to
rounds
10.
away from that pick.
He's going to the 10th. If
Jesus
this does
Christ.
get canceled, the reasoning that will be given is Ezekiel Elliott went the 10th round, and that'll be it.
But the only can we dispute that because 2022 years ago, Jesus Christ died, so we don't have to take Ezekiel Elliott today.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Church of Hasan. Woo!
They rolled away the tomb, and Tony Pollard was there. Hey,
Alright,
guys.
let's up.
Do we take Hurts?
Zeke didn't make it back. Darn.
I'm down with Hurts.
Do we take Hurts or do we take Amari?
Not Amari.
No, not Amari, right?
I'm Hurts here.
What,
Come on,
anyone
guys.
else?
Let's
So
take an
Mario
alpha
Gage?
play.
Yeah, I'm good though.
All right.
Unless
I'm down.
No, Drake London. Oh no, we took Pitts. I don't really want to stack that.
Yeah, no, stacking up Atlanta at premium prices sounds like sadness. Like that's just like that's where you look at it. Like this team, like even if it wins the league somehow, you like look at it in like the first week of the playoffs. You're like,
Harbs is not happy.
Harbs.
With that.
We don't use that language around here.
Wow.
Okay.
Harv.
Hey, maybe when you were taking Alvin Kamara and Brees Hall and painting your draft green, you should have thought about that.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't get to make two, greed detours and they get pissed off when the good players actually get drafted. Oh, so
But you loved that Brees Hall value in the 5th when no other running backs had gone through the rest of the 5th. You were feeling good.
man, the Russell Gage helium is pretty nuts though. Like the fact that he's overtaken like quite a few good players has me a little bit concerned.
Yeah, Russell Gage
imagine the
he's going in
condom.
the 6th round now. It's pretty early.
Russell Gage over Drake London is just like a quintuplet condom move. Like I just can't even imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it is funny. Like, I guess with the Evans stuff, right? Like Mike Evans, he's going to get off to a fast start, but then you can also see him being a big touchdown scorer in the playoffs where you actually need the points. But can you see that with Gage? Like Gage is like you're getting all these early points. Ooh.
That's
But like
such
then what about when you need them? What about when it's a GPP?
man, that Alan Lazard pick actually hurts.
That was the point that I was talking with. We did a puppy draft last night on Club Top Shot, and we had Hertzig on, and I kind of gave my anti Mike Evans case, and he said he thought that I was maybe undervaluing Gronk's absence relative to what it means for Mike Evans. In
Guys,
the red zone,
we
like, for the
sniped
whole season.
2 people.
I might be too. I need to get more Evans. He's so expensive. I almost never draft him. But
The 109 also is mad that we sniped Hurts. They got Russell Gage. He made me stuff another condom on.
This abs,
Yes, the Hurts pick is tilting the whole room.
just everyone's angry except for us. We're just chilling.
Yeah.
So I would say on the Evans stuff and the Gage stuff, I think Godwin's price is too steep in basically all formats, and I just took him in the Scott Fishbowl. I realized that. At the same time, I don't think the Evans and Gage prices reflect enough uncertainty that Godwin could play a little bit more. Like everyone's talking about how we're pushing the injured players too high, and that's accurate. But Evans and Gage's prices are frothy and are basically like Godwin's missing 10 games. If Godwin only misses like 3 games,
right.
I don't think Evans and Gage are good picks anywhere near where they're being taken.
Yeah.
I will also push back just a little bit more. Like their entire division's kind of like just very poor, right? Like you can see those being Lenny games, or you can see those being like grinded out. Like how much firepower do they really need to beat whatever this incarnation of the Saints is, or whatever this incarnation of the Falcons is, right? Like at that point, like you can make like a good upside case. You can make an upside case for anything. Like people just don't like the downside cases because there's so many ways that you just miss all the little facts. And you know, you just sort of will miss something that it's very plainly obvious in hindsight. But that's why a lot of these decisions are made, you know, ex ante. And you know when you talk to the winners, a lot of it just comes down to probability, right? But when you're looking at the Falcons, for example, they don't exactly have like these massive fucking shootout games, you know. 2 against the Falcons that could easily be like Lenny games. Ravens could potentially be like a grinded out game. You have like the Seahawks that could potentially be another grinded out game. At the Browns could be a grinded out game. Like you can see a world where Lenny kind of smashes, but you can't see a world and a world where like Evans does disappoint at that pricing. You know what I mean?
You want to?
yeah, I could see
Gretsch
that.
wants to.
Let's do it.
That's
Sky Moore, 2 wise.
It's the fucking sickest name I've ever seen for a wide receiver in my goddamn life. Sky's up.
Oh, that's
Welcome to the team. Hasan, welcome to a front row seat to Ship Chasing Playing the Hits.
Oh baby.
When
So what do
Burks
we have?
went, I was like,
we have 5
Burks?
wide receivers.
Burks went before.
Yeah, I was going
We're
Burks.
we're at 151 here.
I would have suggested Russell Wilson maybe if he had made it, but
Yeah.
Can I see your team again? Oh, it's a shame we don't have Burrow.
There's nothing
what are
even
you
tempting here. Like if Dobbins had continued to fall,
Yeah.
no,
Maybe we should take
I
him
agree.
over Sky.
do you guys want to do
I'm good with Garrett Wilson.
Claypool?
I like
Yeah,
Garrett.
I throw Garrett Wilson on this.
I don't mind Claypool either.
Hang on. Oh, you're right. Sorry, I forgot we didn't have Burrow.
Wilson's kind
All
of
right, let's do
fun
Wilson.
based on the like
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney. You know, we have some guys who should be like solid to start out.
Yeah. This is a relentless avalanche too. Like it just
Yeah.
keeps coming.
You just have to go. I mean,
The last 2 rounds between our Hertz pick and our Sky pick. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 of the 18 picks were 12 of the 18 picks were wide receivers, even after it was such a receiver heavy start.
Yeah. DKB's been mentioning something we little spoiler,
None.
something we mentioned on the mini-sodes. I know all of us have individually been saying the same thing. Like Garrett Wilson's price, I can't wrap my head around it. It doesn't make sense why he isn't going where Olave and Burks and Sky are going.
Russell Gage went 604, MVS went 702, Christian Kirk went 705, and we still got Garrett Wilson in the early 8th round. That doesn't make any
Based
sense.
on the way the market is treating this as well, I'm actually, and like for 3-4 weeks now, I have not really been taking Elijah Moore, because my feeling on this is if this is how the market is seeing kind of the Jets, like it's as if they can only draft one Jet. So if we do start to get some bullish news on Wilson, which I think we probably will. It's the number 10 overall pick. He was a great prospect. I think he's probably the better fit on the outside than Wilson if they still want to play Corey Davis out there. So, like, if we get bullish news about Wilson, that hype comes in. It might come at the expense of Moore. So I'm both like scooping Wilson, but I'm also cooling off on Elijah Moore, who I would like to have exposure on. But that's, I'm drafting early. I'm drafting late. One of the bets I'm making is that I'm going to be able to get cheaper Elijah Moore, but Garrett Wilson won't be as cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird because there hasn't been, like with the Burke stuff, right? There was the asthma. Like there was a direct reason his ADP dropped. But with Garrett Wilson, I think it was just like you were saying, correlated to the Elijah Moore steam because the market's really excited about him. Because did I miss any blurbs about like Garrett Wilson is not ready or not going to be on the field or whatever?
Team 6 just Henry's pointing out Team 6 just took Montgomery and Elijah Mitchell and now has a 2-4-1-1 build.
Let me see this team.
1 receiver, 4 running backs, and 2 quarterbacks.
What's the team's name? Oh my God.
Bowling.
Josh
Biffin.
Allen, Justin Herbert, Eckler, Mixon, Montgomery, Mitchell. Oof. And then they did get Waller.
They got London.
Let's see what they do here. This is a real moment of truth because they're like, I don't really like. Oh
my God.
That was an X moment right there. Beautiful. Gotta get.
I like at some point I just respect trying to power through it. You're like, I'm buried and I'm gonna dig my
Byron Pringle's gonna be your wide receiver too. Good luck, buddy. He's like, I'm gonna do this with volume, except your volume is going to be nobody's.
Byron Pringle also, didn't he get into trouble for doing donuts in like a parking lot with his kid in the back?
I missed that, dude.
Yeah, he got something.
And let me see. I believe he had a child in the back.
What do you
Charged
guys
with reckless driving and had his license, license revoked. He was doing donuts in his Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. Pretty cool.
What do you guys think about taking Goddard here and being done at tight end and getting a stack with Hurts?
Yeah,
I was going to
I'm very
suggest
much.
it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, very much in on Goddard. I think.
Okay.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
Let's stack that bitch up.
It just seems so uncharacteristic of something you would say, Grant.
That's pretty good.
Man, Goddard.
More like a Hasan line.
Look at that tight end run.
Rub it off on me, Hasan. I just 30, 50 minutes with you.
You just got to make the jokes. Remember jokes.
Someone was asking what you were drinking earlier in the chat, Hasan.
It's called a Smackdown Sour by one of the local breweries here, Full Pint Brewing. Little, taste of summer there.
Look at this best available. I have not filtered out any other position.
This does feel like it's time, right? Like we grab one of these
Yeah.
guys at this point.
Unfortunately, it is time.
I believe
Who do
the
you
market
like?
has decided it's time. I mean, our tastes. I'm a Devin Singletary man.
It's a Singletary pick, it feels like.
Oh yeah,
but
baby.
I'm into
I'm
that.
open. All right.
Oh, that's such a good pick.
Look at you
Gets off the
suckers.
best start, right?
Oh my God. We have the best
Get that
RB1
week
in the
17
league too.
correlation.
Oh my God, just
This is one of those, the meme where it's like you had me in the first half. We live in a world emoji, where Devonta Smith goes in the first 8 rounds. I'm like, okay, here we go. But Tutu goes in the 18th because he's 2 inches shorter.
I am very certain my 2-year-old is taller than Tutu Atwell.
But also, like,
There's other reasons.
In the
Tutu didn't
first
play last year.
Right. In the first half, I thought that was a Dallas Goedert message. Where did Tutu Atwell come in there? He was, runner up for the Heisman behind Devonta. Don't fact check that.
Oh man,
we are tilting. Jake is just tilting his face off. Harbs is tilting his face off.
Yeah. If you guys are excited about this, wait till you see the Pentagon taking on the main event.
Meanwhile, we escaped the avalanche. We're in the fucking lodge sipping hot cocos right now.
That'll be an away game for us. This is a home game. We're very familiar with these treacherous conditions.
Oh my God. There was a fly in my water and I just drank it. Jesus. This sounds like what is in my water? Fuck.
Oh, this is...
What? This is very random.
So I'll share. I don't think I would have shared this story, but in solidarity with Pete here, last night I felt this like brush. My dog has like a very feathery tail, and so I felt his like tail brush against my foot, and then I looked behind me, and Murphy was like very far away. So I was like, that was not Murphy's tail. So now I'm just like deciding in my head, like, what would I like this to be? I'm like, it could be a mouse. Could be a mouse. That's maybe not the worst thing. It was not a mouse. It was not fur that I had felt. It was the gentle tickle of cockroach feet.
No.
I was gonna ask.
I'm getting the hell out in Brooklyn the second I have it. Like, just get me to the suburbs. I mean, you can't do that.
That big old outside cockroach just fucking over my foot.
No.
Damn, man, look at that.
I did hunt it down and kill it, but wasn't my favorite moment of living in Brooklyn.
No, that I'm triggered.
Losing out in fields, that kind of sucked. Oh, I see a very good pick here for us.
He's just grinning.
Come on, Jake.
He's so mad at taking all his fun.
He wants to do it. I dare you.
I sent the fly from Planet Tilt. He just
of course you dare.
Yes!
He did it. He had to get back. That was such a revenge pick.
I love that he paid $10 first and sent the fly from Planet Tilt.
Do you guys want to go with Nicole?
I like Rashad White here a lot.
I mean, I like Rashad White too, but you want to go with Nicole because we can break even on him?
Sounds like a crackhead. Yeah, but I mean, do you want to go with Nicole?
Let's just do Rashad.
Yeah, let's do Rashad White.
I was the producer. The second he started to draw that out, I was like, I know what's coming. I know what he's doing.
I love that he did his, what do you call that? A super whatever right before his pick. Wow.
Here's the thing. You can take our Ronald Jones, but you can never take our JJ Taylor clip.
We should take JJ Taylor at the end of this just to spite the league for taking
It's a good way to get unique.
It sure is.
People would be tilting when we oh my God, Van Jefferson.
Oh, I like Hasan's comment in the chat just now.
Oh, I didn't see that. Just say it out loud so I don't have to click over.
Yeah,
we're on the clock, and he's not coming
Henderson
back.
Here, he's not going to come.
Yeah.
Is he going to come back?
No.
I'm good with Hendo.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Or I mean, Madison's fine at the top.
I mean, yeah, Madison's a good
probably
pick, just as he probably has the highest
version.
upside in case something happens to Dalvin, right?
What do you guys
Hendo
want?
better?
Yeah, let's. I mean,
Okay.
Hendo could actually just beat out Akers if Akers is not right.
If Akers isn't healthy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, just going back to the Super Bowl, there was like Henderson came off the IR and they just threw him right into the game. They were like, all right, you're going in. You just
It's kind of hilarious that we just took a running back, a pick 1.6 after ADP, and then another one before ADP.
Yeah.
I know. I think
maybe
we waited. We might have waited a little too long because we didn't get any of the running back gifts.
Yeah, look at all that
Th-
green.
This is like the kind of the dynamic we had on the Swolecast today with Kitchen, where it's like when you scoop up value, you're like, I'm such a value hound. These idiots are, letting these guys slip.
Oh my! It's because of 6. He took Harrison Patterson after the Pollard pick. He just took Meekle as his wide receiver 2.
I mean, that's a great wide receiver too. That's how you get even on him.
That's how you get.
Sorry for cutting off your Kitchen story.
No. I was just gonna say it's like, it's so funny when you want to have it both ways, where you're like, I'm such a value hound, and then you're like, no, I know better on this one. I'm gonna take this guy 15 picks ahead. Make sure there's no flies.
Henderson's going to be a closing line value. He's got to rise, right?
Yeah. I mean, we saw this last year, right? Like, it's a lot of like the entire it's like the faith in your projections being like infallible and like not leaving any of that wiggle room in case something does happen and you can't see injury, right? I mean, just go back to like, just if you look at like Akers threads from last year, like people were like Darrell Henderson is nothing, and like instantly the port, like, they pretty much mushed Akers to hell.
I will promote, if you guys don't watch the Swolecast, today the premise of the show was Soccer Dave drafts his like second best ball team of the year while Davis and I heckle him the whole way through, and it was honestly just surreal. I highly recommend it.
I did a spike. I usually catch it pretty close to when it airs. I can see it.
I did a spike week with Bime4 this afternoon, and it came up in the chat multiple times. So I got to go back and watch it too. Like, there was some multiple references to moments.
Well, Kitchen, I won't spoil too much, but like Kitchen starts out just like full on 0 RB, like, let's do it. This is my jam, and then it just like completely goes off the rails.
I did catch the stream you did with Bime4, Ben. That was an awesome stream. People should check that out if they haven't.
Is that Best Ball Bros?
Yeah.
I got to check that out.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a good chat.
Welcome, Gem City. Finally made it to my first live show after being a new member. Had to get the kiddo to bed first, but I made it, even though a little late. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. I ate a fly. Pat talked about cockroaches. Hasan launched a new draft strategy, and Ben said, "Stack that bitch up." That's really all.
That's about it.
You're all caught up. You're all caught up.
That's a shame. Michael Carter was who I was looking at. Oh,
yeah. So you like Michael Carter better than some of the other guys in this range?
No, not really. I'm really ambivalent between any of them, but I just realized that there's someone who we could really get like the stack on.
Like Michael Carter versus Tyrion Davis-Price. You like Carter or Tyrion Davis-Price there?
Yeah, just give me whoever. Like, I'm probably gonna end up even weighting both, right? Like, at the end of the day.
I mean, I like Hines here.
You like Hines? I was gonna say, what about Gainwell? Like,
yeah. With our stack that bitch up.
Hurts, yeah.
Let's stack that bitch up.
Keep stacking that bitch up.
Stack that bitch up.
Yep.
I'm joking, Hasan, because we're about to have a decision with some of these running backs in this range, and it's been tough to decide what we're gonna do. So I'm like, can you tell me who you?
We're pulling everybody at this point.
Yeah,
I picked up sushi for dinner, and I asked the sushi chef. I was like, "So, who do you prefer in this kind of 0 RB range?"
So you drafted any Tyler Algier at all?
I really, I'm a big Algier fan. I think. Actually, but like Algier gives us correlation with, I don't know how heavily exposed you want to be to ATL.
I actually like
this. This is so good. And it would be the sequel to Gretch's "This Is Why I'm Hot." Denzel lives. So if someone wants to tackle this, I will hook you up with some free merch if you want to edit this masterpiece.
Do you guys have any? Can we look at the QBs? Like, is there anyone that you could see us even bothering with? Are there any correlations that I'm missing?
The MILF Hunter is firmly on my radar.
Yeah, MILF Hunter is absolutely on the radar.
What about wide receiver? Is there anyone to go back to? Not really.
Marvin fucking
Corey Davis.
Let's do Corey Davis.
Yeah, Corey
Davis. Set up the MILF Hunter.
And then back door. Hopefully, I mean, we're gonna get sniped on the MILF Hunter. Nothing rallies a team like the MILF Hunter, man.
Yeah.
Did you see his Instagram Instagram post today?
He was like, I haven't been online. What's up? Right?
What's
What's
going
up?
on?
It's like,
And
I was like,
then Michael Carter's responding with like legend.
Yeah.
oh man.
Although just a moment to like recognize homie hopper is a really, really good term.
Hobie Hopper. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
great.
I don't think I've heard that since I was 16.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
I'd
I've
ever
heard
heard
it ever, right? Yeah.
Did you ever were you getting accused of being a Hobie Hopper back in the day, Gretch?
I just remember it floating around my high school. Like that's definitely one I heard back in the high school days. I don't think I ever used it. For the record, I mean, we respect women in this house.
Right.
Oh,
Well, guys can be homie hoppers too, as we found out.
So, everyone's I saw this. I saw Ian Ortiz mention, about why we heard about
What is
William
that
Fuller.
pronunciation?
What is that? Is he French now?
Is this like
He
Yeah.
went to
Rondale? Ian
Yeah.
Ortiz.
Hey, I'm not,
The-
not from
The
here. You have an
helicopter
accent.
said you need to play. Oh, the
bush in
I was- I think it's
because
a
Zach
leftover.
Wilson has that dog in him.
I think. Anyway, Reeves brought us something about like Will Fuller and like how when he first went sort of off the radar, like he was talking a lot about like how Fuller might not actually play again and like he's contemplating retirement. I was wondering if there's been any additional reporting on that angle for Fuller, right? Because we haven't heard anything about him working off for teams. He really hasn't played football in a very long time. And it's legitimately sounded like he was struggling with motivation for the game at the very least. And so I was curious, do you guys think Fuller actually plays the season? What are you guys doing with him? Are you drafting him now speculatively, or is he just one of those bad picks that you really don't want at all?
Well, I hope he's not that, because I am hammering Will Fuller, man. He's basically free, so to me, it's like, it's,
he's in the 14th in this one, so I mean, there's like
Well,
an actual opportunity cost
he's
there.
normally like a 17th rounder.
Right. I mean, so Will Fuller or David Bell, right? Like that's like
I've
these
been
are the kind
taking
of
Will
question.
Fuller.
You'd be taking Will Fuller.
Harbs.
I think
is your-
Watson's suspended for the season, but
Is your source Deshaun Kaiser, Harbs? Because we've got that one too. All right, let's see what's going on here. A moment of silence.
I do enjoy this comment here from Kevin.
Yeah, this.
Yeah,
Some of
he's
us looks
kind
like
of right.
he's on
I
the
mean,
head.
I'm just on the couch.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
I don't have a dedicated office or any dedicated. We're not living that influencer, getting influencer cash.
There it is.
Get that double stack.
Let's get the
Milk
milk
Hunter?
hunter.
Good job.
Oh yeah. Oh,
There you go. The homie hopper. Welcome to the squad. He's got that dog in him. So we're comfy at two quarterbacks. We're comfy at two tight ends. We have four more picks.
we have four more picks. Can you check and see
Or
which
three,
New
three,
England?
sorry.
Three
Can
more
you
picks.
check?
Yeah.
Can you check and see which New England receiver is out there?
Bourne and Thornton.
Oh shit! Do you want to actually do
2 double stacks. This is kind of nice.
I know.
If you were interested, I was gonna say if we take, there's no way it's gonna happen, but Mac plus Bourne would be, and then we can take a running back. But we do probably need to take 2 running backs, so that's not.
I
gonna
think
work
in this
out.
build we want to at least get to six
six running backs for sure.
Agreed.
6.
I mean, McKissick, I don't know. Like, I got nothing here. What do you guys think?
Any
You got
interest in
15 seconds.
Darrell?
McKinnon. Jarek McKinnon.
That's a good one.
Gives
Where
us
is he?
correlation
Oh,
down at the bottom.
okay.
Sure.
Which correlation?
We
This is
already
I
have
don't know.
Sky
With Denver and
we
Sky.
have Sutton.
Oh, okay. Smart.
So I do think, yeah, I think we're definitely going to take at least one more running back, and then I think we have like a luxury pick. It could be a third QB, but I'd probably just prefer to tack on a wide receiver.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bourne looks kind of appealing, but he's gonna go.
I mean, if you want to get the you really stack that bitch up, you can tack Quez Watkins on.
Oh,
that's someone I've been like mashing a lot. Like,
fuck yes, Hasan, you're welcome whenever you want. Let's get the Quez Watkins propaganda flowing, baby.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he was
good.
He was legitimately. He actually was like, he's who you want, right? Like he gets those high value deep target throws, and he's fucking fast. And
he didn't earn a lot of volume, but he was really
no, but like, but you never are, right? Like as a rookie, a lid lifter on an offense with like that's more run centric. Especially when they became increasingly more run-centric after the switch to that OC. Like, you're just not going to get enough volume. What was good was he got like 2 or 3 targets a game, but he caught one of them. Right? And like, that's like the difference between, smash week.
Keep talking about, baby. Caught 1 target a game. Yep, I'm with you. Keep going. Keep going.
One target for 6 yards.
He's got a 30% catch right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Bolek points out Quez Watkins is Will Fuller with working fingers. Like,
he had a 70% catch rate last year with like a 10 plus yards per target. Like, he actually was really efficient.
Quez is pretty good. I like Quez, and I think he's it looks like he'll play out of the slot. And Rager obviously has completely flopped, so it'll be. I think he'll pretty clearly be a like a starting wide receiver. Probably have like 70% of the routes or something. Maybe 70%.
Yeah, I mean there's a report that came out not too long ago that Quez was working with the starters.
Yep.
Remember Jalen Rager?
Remember
that one didn't work out. It did not.
Remember that other guy? Who was the other
Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Man, so Team 1 really did. So Gronk, I don't know who blurbed this on NBC, but Gronk did say like in an event that he's just fucking done with football, right?
Yeah,
like
he just reiterated it.
Yeah.
I'm still calling bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I read that article like on NB Live, like it was.
He goes. He's like, yeah. If Tom calls me up, like you gotta pick up that call. It's Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Tom's gonna sweet talk him. Hey, buddy, one more last run.
Tom's gonna sweet talk him after like Evans flops in that game too.
Yeah,
it'd be like.
Well, I mean, so we were talking about. I actually want to get back to that Tampa Bay conversation. We should probably pick first.
Yeah.
Anything jump out here? If we're doing Quez, we could kind of take our pick of the running backs.
So if we want it for did my guy go? Oh, he's there.
No, he's there, man. I'm
little Pitts correlation.
Yeah, baby.
That works for me.
Run it.
I'm getting the lifetime break even on or I'm gonna die trying.
That's just a martingale on every guy.
That's what we're doing on Juju. On
Your portfolio is just guys you liked 3 years ago.
Yeah, and then eventually I'm gonna find out what their Venmo is and send Venmo requests. Like that's a long.
Jake Taquino or JJ Taylor.
JJ Taylor.
Oh wow!
Did Quez already go?
He shouldn't have.
No, but if anyone was ever to snipe Quez, there he is. You want to stack that bitch up?
I want to stack that bitch up.
Yeah,
I mean, we just said a lot of really good things about him. We're just playing for AJ Brown or Devonta Smith to miss a little time, and then we got the whole Philly offense.
Oh my god!
I mean, is for as crazy of this being like a piss boy draft, if Deebo Samuel and T Higgins are mispriced, underpriced by 6 or 7 picks, then this is just a beautiful 0 RB team.
It's a real good team.
Yeah,
and we got the Pitts value, which I think makes the build a little bit better. But overall, I think Goddard, we kind of like
both are.
We should have come back in a little bit at running back because we didn't get any of the guys who went 20 picks past ADP.
Yeah.
No,
that would have helped make up for the
Like someone like a
Dobbins?
Chase Edmonds going way past ADP.
Would you guys see where Dobbins went? Dobbins went here
Yes,
at where is
way
he?
up.
The 7,
He's
12,
up a little
7,
bit. Where we took Sky more in the 7.
84,
We could have got him
yeah.
at 7-10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that like something like that's what we should have done. Something like that. That would have made
Yeah.
it more fun.
Dobbins at 7. I was so excited.
I mean,
Clip.
that's just how it
That's
goes
all me.
sometimes. Hey,
That's all me.
No, I was fully
Hasan-
on board with Sky, and then I was praying Dobbins would get back, but
Hasan, what are your final takes on this team?
It's a contender, man. Like there's a lot of good correlation that we got going on. We got the MILF Hunter, like realistically is gonna rally the squad. I mean, how could this team, what could go wrong?
Nothing really could go wrong. I think we just ship it.
Yeah, it's just the only way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this team. Jalen Hurts, Zach Wilson at quarterback. And then we got our stacks. So we have Hurts with Gainwell, Goddard, and Quez Watkins, Zach Wilson, the MILF Hunter double stack, Corey Davis and Garrett Wilson. Other running backs, Singletary, Rashad White, Hendo, Jerick McKinnon, Eno. Wide receivers, Debo, T. Higgins, Sutton, Mooney, Sky Moore, the aforementioned Wilson, Davis, and Watkins, and then Kyle Pitts as well. It's a nice squad.
Yeah, I mean, all we need is like Hendo or Gainwell to have that kind of role that no one else, like the ADP, isn't pricing in right now. Like, if I was to tell you right now, Hendo gets, I don't know, 40% touch. Well, no, that's too high. Like 35% touch share. Like that's his ADP is still too low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like him and Gainwell. Like again, the market's still pricing Miles Sanders as the head of Gainwell and Boston Scott. And I'm really not sure with Hurts there. Like it really doesn't make. I don't know if Miles Sanders' skill set is truly complementary with Hurts's, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What is this? Joshua says Sauce Team 4 filthy RB value. This is, you guys want us to do you want to sauce it or do you want us to complement your value? You have to decide what you want, because if you ask for the sauce, we don't give a shit about your value because you just use that value to draft shitty players. Short Gamer TV said that was the most fun I've had in a draft. Who did you end up with that you were having so much fun? We were all miserable.
Let's hear the team.
Here, let me try to pull this back up.
Wait, Josh is requesting sauce on behalf of other teams, which I do think goes a little bit against the spirit of saucing, right? Because the saucee has to request the sauce. Otherwise, we're just ripping strangers.
It's a masochistic kind of request.
Yes.
That's going on here. I'll take a look at Gamer TV. He said he had a lot of fun. That doesn't mean I can't. Let's see. Lamar Jackson and Stafford. Henry Dobbins.
Josh is Team 4, so we can sauce Team
4. Henry Dobbins, Hines, Algier, Marlon Mack, Judy, Allen Robinson, Thielen, Watson, Gallup.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, we can't see the screen.
I shared
roll
the
sauce
wrong
clip
screen.
before saucing.
Oh yeah, good call. Let's just reset. Let's reset, guys.
Sure, you think you want ship chasing to review your team.
How much sauce would you like on your team review?
Oh, I love this.
You asked for the sauce.
He wants it extra saucy.
You think you want it spicy.
He wants 13.
Oh boy.
But then you realize you can't handle the heat.
Fuck this guy. Do we have to review his team?
Hey.
Why did you take Moel and Kaz? What are you doing?
So fucking cute with his 0 RB. Evan, you will speak when you are spoken to. Fuck off for his awful team.
Ship chasing team reviews are getting spicy this summer. Come get the sauce.
2. He wanted a 2.
I don't know why, but you can't handle the heat really got me this time. It's just the timing of it. I just enjoy it.
Please don't sauce me. I'm scared.
Okay. Short gamer doesn't want to get sauce. I mean, you drafted fucking Van Jefferson and someone named Calvin Austin, so we probably
Yeah, it was going to be rough. It was going to be pretty rough. I mean, you did take James Prochet, so we probably were going to.
Dude, James Prochet's career was over like 3 years ago. Like, what's going on?
He was still in school then.
And
you're
so
not
what
wrong.
was it? Was Pringle out of the 4 who wanted it?
Yes.
A badge bro wanting the
Yeah.
sauce.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson at pick 148.
Congrats on your one quarterback build.
Yeah. Congrats on the if you have that stance, I mean, just fucking wait a few more rounds, buddy. You undid all the benefits of taking a stab on Watson. Right now.
50 picks ahead of ADP.
Look at that. But hey, at least it was correlated with this Washington bring back in week 17.
Hey, you know what he should have done? He took DK Metcalf. He should have actually taken another stab on
Wait,
Jimmy Garoppolo, who
Did
he
he
could have
say
gotten.
filthy running back value? He took Josh Jacobs, Antonio. Like it's just the running back dead zone.
He
But
took all
later.
the bad running backs.
I
Yeah.
knew this is what I was going to say. They wanted sick running back value. Yeah, because they're all shitty players. Why do you think the Rube gave them all to you?
Yeah, congrats. on
DeAndre
that.
Swift, I will say, at pick 28 is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then you took that value and you threw it in the toilet when you took Josh Jacobs and Antonio Gibson. Way
Yeah, that's
past 30
that's
You
a
blew it.
modified 0 RB team with that you literally went 0 RB after that.
Well, and it's
Good
also
job.
just like, sure, you got DeAndre Swift, but we were all screaming that there's an avalanche on the mountain, and you're like eating a fucking chicken noodle bread bowl there. Like, just wake up, buddy. You can't be taking running backs in a Piss Boys draft.
I mean, I love that you're so pumped about Josh Jacobs 30 picks after ADP. You scroll down a little. Where did you get Renfro as your wide
Chicken
receiver
noodle
4?
bread
You
bowl
just nailed
on
2
the
terrible Raiders, one ahead of ADP, one after. Congrats. Your team sucks.
Well, this is the problem, right? With taking, the dead zone highlight guys, is that you end up with Curtis Samuel, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Khalil Shakir. Like,
Yeah.
functionally,
Alex Pierce is
this
your
team
wide
has
receiver
like
5.
5 or 6 receivers, which I will say with the
Who's the fifth and
extremely
sixth?
gross running backs you have.
Who's
is
the
a
third?
hyper-fragile
Dude,
team.
this team is 4 wide. This team is 4 wide
I don't even
receivers
think it
and
has
2
4.
rookies.
It's got 3. I see 3 receivers and an accountant and a bunch of white bodies.
3 receivers and an accountant.
And a bunch of guys that don't even have pictures. They're just white little avatars.
And
Underdog to the
also, is there like bonus points for correlating the entire AFC North here? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with all this fucking Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Baltimore and Pittsburgh here. I mean, you don't get
He's
bonus
just-
points.
Those-
Baltimore and Pittsburgh is a correlation.
It's okay though. They all play in domes. There's never been a cold weather game in December in
Yeah.
the AFC North. He'll be all right.
It's
Hey,
a division famous for high scoring games.
all
Late-
4 of
late
those teams.
season in the AFC North, you get shootout central.
All 4 of those teams are within driving distance of me, so I can go see these teams. I can go see this team die in real time.
And also, it's just like your brain is so broken by correlation that you had to take Khalil Shakur just to get the bring back with Jamar Chase. I mean, let's
Like,
go.
If that game shoots out, it will not be because of Khalil Shakir.
What if Khalil Shakur is the guy you need?
Khalil Shakur.
God.
There was a period on Rotoviz where there was like a ton of writers, and it did feel at one point that I needed to write Khalil Shakur as the skeleton key for this for the test policy. Like there was a period where it's like, all right, you guys took everything else. I got to do the Khalil Shakur one.
Khalil
Who else
Shakir is
wants
my
the
height.
sauce? Khalil
Yeah.
Shakur is your height?
Yeah, 6
And
foot.
Tutu out, and your
He's-
daughter is taller than Tutu Atwell?
Yeah. I think Khalil Shakir plus my daughter is like Pete. Like that's the size of like how tall Pete is.
All right, let's do base Frank here from the 2-hole. So Frank, you started this team. You're in this
Wait, go
unique
up to the
Piss
quarterbacks
Boys.
in this.
So he has Mahomes and Cousins, Dylan, Pierce, Spiller, Edwards, Herbert, Jamal. But I just first want to talk about the start. So you get this room where we're all going to do weird, crazy stuff like value wide receivers appropriately. And you take a line that is going to be duplicated across this tournament a million times. The chalkiest start possible. Cooper Kupp. And guess what? I'll get my premium Mike Williams, Keenan Allen bring back. Congratulations, Frank. You had the same idea as fucking 8,000 other idiots on this app. Also, thanks for the Starbucks coffee gift card you posted in the Discord earlier today. Anything else you guys want to say?
This is
about
like a
this
weirdly
team?
normal team. Like this is a kind of a normal team. Clearly, you're listening too much to Sports Grid.
Yeah, this
Football
Taysom Hill
podcast.
stuff.
Take a Taysom Hill. I mean, Davis screenshotting his like cryptic messages from Nick Underhill about Taysom Hill's role in the offense.
Do you think Silva's getting jealous that Underhill's talking to Davis?
Probably a little. Although, can we talk about the biggest reveal of all time? Evan Silva does not mow his own lawn. I mean,
that was fantastic.
That was incredible.
We
shout out to the UT Radio team for splicing Silva laughing at Silva.
Hasan has his own special kind of secret source in the industry, and it's Ian Hatitz. He's an NFL insider.
NFL insider. All around great dude.
Yeah, I mean, this Taysom Hill stuff is just Davis poisoned your brain, Frank. I do like this this war that you and Davis have going on, Pat, about Akui Boonham versus Greg Dulcich. Davis gets so triggered anytime you mention Dulcich.
He gets so triggered, and the funny thing is, which like I'm drafting Dulcich for sure, but I also think that Russ could be one of the keys to the season, and I've been wrong about this stuff before. So but I'm drafting like he is going to be one of the keys. So I'm overweight pretty much every Bronco. I realize I'm actually slightly underweight Sutton, and I'm underweight Melvin Gordon right now, but I think I'm overweight every other Bronco. So I'm overweight Alberto. I'm taking plenty of Alberto. I'm just not hammering him like Davis is. Davis has got a gigantic bag of Alberto. He won't even consider the possibility that maybe Dulcich is the guy who's free. So,
which is so funny because he's already super leveraged in Dynasty. I think every Dynasty league I'm in, he has Alberto, and I'm in like at least 3 or 4, and he's been in on Alberto for a long time. So might as well just get all your Dynasty stuff into best ball, put everything in one basket, and if it doesn't work out, you'll feel great.
Oh, well,
I would
in
love
Dynasty,
to see...
I mean, that's a sinking ship, buddy. You got to get out while the price is high. Dulcich's just coming for you.
Can someone pull me the amount of teams Davis has where he has Akui Boonham and Taysom Hill on the same team? Like, he has to have... Pat is overweight?
FF Doom just gives me Pat is overweight.
Wow.
Because I guess I'm overweight everything, so now I'm just overweight.
It's pretty mean to say. I mean, I think you look fine, Pat.
This is a fun show.
Thanks, guys.
What are you doing?
Does anyone else want to get sauced? Only if you can handle it. Because I'll call you a fucking idiot right to your face.
Short Gamer TV has the same name and begged not to be sauced. What did he do in 12?
We're getting sauce team 7 here. Josh requested team 3, which I know for a fact is not your team, Josh, because we already sauced your team.
No, there were 2 Joshes.
Josh.
This is Josh. This
okay.
is Josh.
Yeah, that is
both
Frank.
are Joshes with Blue Jays, right?
Okay,
so,
team 3 we already know is
right,
screwed because
Josh.
everything we can see right now is not yellow enough. I like the DJ Moore pick, but you got Taylor, Etienne, Kittle, Lance. What happened?
He thought Travis Etienne is just such a screaming value here.
Who's the wide receiver 3? Tony?
Is team 6 in the chat though? I really want to know if team 6
Darius
is in the chat.
Tony?
Darius Tony. So basically, what did Josh do here? Josh. Oh my God, what's going on? Why is this a 3 quarterback build? Trey Lance, Matt Ryan, Baker Mayfield. This team.
So he's got Ryan
Josh,
with who?
Let me go back here. Who are you stacking Matt Ryan with?
He got JT, and he's got the Tony Bringback. That's not my favorite stack.
Gotta get that sweet Matt Ryan value. 15 picks after ADP. Let me get that.
I also I don't think you can get away with 4 running backs in this build. Melvin Gordon as your running back 3?
No, listen, Raheem Mostert is the picture of health. You just wait and see. We're talking about a hyper fragile build. You might as well get the most fragile back in the NFL.
This picture.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably not the best. I mean, if you're gonna do it, I probably wouldn't do it with Melvin Gordon and Raheem Mostert.
Raheem
the whole
Mostert
bet
and
is
Travis
everyone stays
Etienne.
healthy. Like, this is probably
Travis
the worst
Etienne
two-
and Melvin and Mostert combined for like one snap. Melvin Gordon, I think, has like 2 16-game seasons in his career. So yeah, no, this is gonna work out.
I mean, Josh, when
half this team was out for the entire season with foot injuries, and you made a bet that everyone stays healthy.
Hey, I don't know if you need your feet to run. Can someone confirm?
Well,
I just
it is
wanna-
in the name.
just wanna
running
explain.
back.
Well, and I think people get confused. Hyperfragile actually refers to the structure, not like the literal fragility of the player and their
Yeah.
propensity for injury.
Not their foot bones.
Anyone with a screw in their foot is got to be hyper fragile, right?
All right. I mean, this team outside of the whatever happened at running back sucks.
I thought you were going the other way.
He was, and then he caught himself.
Oh my goodness.
Josh is right, and you didn't want to sauce me. I'm glad you did, Josh.
Well, I think we've sauced Josh on another team. There's
Double
only-
stacked Carolina wide receivers was his. That was his like. Hey, but give me some credit for this. Robbie Anderson has literally said everywhere he can that he doesn't want to play with Baker Mayfield. Like it's a huge subject. Like your double stack is a guy that like has basically made it so that his very petty quarterback will never throw to him. Congrats.
Let's see. Harbs wants it. Teammate. This will be our final sauce of the night here. So Harbs, oh my God.
Wow, dude.
Tua.
Okay.
Wow. Tua and Ryan Tannehill.
Well done.
Did the underdog settings change or something? I just can't imagine leaving a draft with these two as my quarterbacks.
No, well, the thing is, in the
It's a
puppy,
triple condom
you don't
quarterback
have to
room.
win 3 straight GPPs at the end, right? You don't have to win 3 straight GPPs.
That's correct. It's a high floor format. It's total points. Yeah. So this
total
is,
points the whole way.
yeah.
There's no single elimination. Because if it was single elimination at any point, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, you'd want sub ceiling, but no, he's good. He's good.
I hate this, Harbs. I don't even have the energy to kind of tell you how much I hate it. I know you wanted Hurts really bad, and a characteristic of a great drafter is being able to pivot on the fly and then make it work. And you just fucking threw in the towel when you didn't get Hurts. You literally started crying. You picked up your ball and you ran home.
Is this Kitchens team earlier? Was it that bad?
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch this stream.
Mm.
What if 2 is the guy you need, says Chris G.
And then
I'm
I
not
mean,
prepared for that season. I'll be straight up honest about that. If that's the season we're entering, it's not going to be a great year.
This is the saucing portion of the stream, not the existential crisis portion of the stream. All right, like let's keep the questions to something normal.
And also, Harbs is taking Fuller, 25 pigs at ADP because in the Knights of Degen NFT Discord, Deshaun Kaiser said that he doesn't want to play in Green Bay. That's your alpha leak, Harbs. You don't have to reach for 25 picks at ADP because Deshaun Kaiser said that. I agree, Carlos. That's probably a 5 QB build. All right, Corey wants it. Fellow youths here, a 3-5-8-2 build. Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, Mac Jones.
All right,
Dalvin Cook, Cam Akers, CH, Michael Carter, Sony Michel, Diggs, Johnson, Bateman, Cooks, Olave, Dotson, Parker, Pringle, Hawkinson, Fant.
Yeah, I mean, you got these. I guess Mac Jones had a good rookie year, but two other young quarterbacks that have not proven that they can play at the NFL level. There's a lot of upside in this QB room. Let's say that.
I mean, there's a lot of downside too. Like, have you seen Daniel Jones? Like, everyone talks
what I'm
about
saying.
him. Yeah,
It's theoretical.
there's a very real like possibility Daniel Jones loses his job midseason to Tyrod Taylor, the bridge quarterback to nowhere.
Do you even stack, bro? An unstacked Daniel Jones? I mean, what are we even doing here? What's the point of Daniel Jones unstacked here?
Was there a
No,
good
he got
running?
Byron Pringle, dude. He got Byron Pringle, so he stacked him up with Fields, so he's stacked. He's covered.
God, I hate it.
I mean, your first two running backs are Dalvin Cook and Cam Akers. Those guys are definitely going to stay healthy. After that, how did you finish out this 5 running back build? 3 guys that are just very bleh.
He did get CH, where I've been begging CH to go for like a month. Like, please go pick 103.
Yeah.
You got CH at adjusted ADP is basically where you got him at.
But that's like this ADP is what I'm like. That's when I'll actually start taking him in normal leagues. No, but you hit on it, Pete. There's no stacking here. I don't even see like any real minis. I guess you got a Bateman, Deontay. Is there something I'm missing? I don't really see much going on at all in terms of correlation.
Do you even
We
correlate?
got a
bro?
great value on Brandon Cooks in this room. I mean, that's important.
He's got a Sony Devontae Parker mini. I don't even think that counts.
Yeah. So just to kind of summarize, just a super shitty team, but
It's so bad that we can't really figure. I mean, these are the boringest players in the entire draft. You just got all of the boring players. I don't really have anything else to add.
You stayed ahead of the Avalanche, but you're still completely dead to win this tournament.
Oh, all right. Harp said everyone else now piling on. After Diggs, Deontay, and Bateman, he has no wide receivers. It's true.
His team is like very value hound oriented, as you can see, but like unfortunately the name of the value hound is Old Yeller.
Yeah.
I mean, even the rookies like Olave and Dotson, like were you trying to get the least sexy rookies? Like, this is the most boring team. Like, just like have fun. Enjoy your life a little. Like, do something. Like, do you ever eat spicy food? Is this like you just order cheese pizza on Friday nights? Like, what is this team?
Yeah. Just having missionary sex, eating vanilla ice cream, drafting Dotson. I mean, it wasn't even a value. I mean, you took Jahan Dotson at pick 114.
That was a statement pick. Jahan Dotson as your statement pick.
Hasan, tell what can the people expect for this year's Penta FFPC main event live stream that we're still trying to nail down a date to schedule?
Chaos. And I promise 11 other guys screaming about how he got there.
We have historically done, we've bounced around. We've done FBGs. We've done KFFSC together. But this year, the Penta is moving on up to the
What is happening in Pat's screen?
Yeah, what is going on? Is there cockroaches?
What the fuck is
the
this?
fucking multiverse?
Oh my god!
What the fuck is it? What the fuck is that, dude?
It looks like a beetle.
Yeah, I think that's
it's color. It's red.
Hang on. I think I know what it is.
Does it have a handlebar mustache and a mango IPA? That's a Brooklyn cockroach.
That's a spotted lanternfly, I believe.
What is going on in your apartment, Pat? Is this just infested with bugs?
There goes a little tiny bug. Did you guys see that little bug?
This is like red zone.
No, Pat, that might be a spotted lanternfly.
Immediately, like what? Why are you?
What's a
looking
spotted?
At? Why is that not dead right now?
They're an invasive species.
Yeah, they're invading my home.
Yeah, well.
Oh God, don't
They're
let
not.
What's going on?
They're from China. They're like not native to the U.S. Like they're like a major issue. You gotta kill it. Kill it.
Off the big screen.
Right.
Just burn the place. I like GA 007's comment. Just burn it. Move immediately. Frank's got it. Kevin's calling the cops.
Let's
for
start
you.
a GoFundMe. Let's start a GoFundMe.
I gotta go turn the gas on. So I
Is
can
that
burn this
true?
All right.
All right.
We appreciate you all for hanging out, watching bug chasing tonight in our waters, at our feet. Hasan, anything else on the horizon? Can the chat motivate you to write another article here?
Yeah, I'm hoping to try to get some stuff out here over the summer, and then you can hopefully catch us on RotoViz Radio at some point soon. We've been too lazy to get the pod going, but we'll be back.
Good. We need that pod back in our lives, and excited to sync up with Blair again. Gretch, anything on your end?
I'm just still reading the chats that Pat is a bad alien for Men in Black. It's just got bugs. What happened?
Pat,
Yeah,
destroy it.
I did Spike Week today with Bind 4, doing some good shows with Sean. Started the pod series with Leone. Someone asked earlier what we're doing next. I think we're going to be doing the West divisions. We did the East divisions first. Doing the ETR pod with Herzig tomorrow. We're going to be drafting a
Nice.
Oh,
a
nice.
puppy team, I think.
Ask him how that pizza party's going to go
yeah.
when one of those teams ships it. I'm really looking forward to that pizza party.
What's that about? I don't know that inside joke at all.
Hey, apparently, I missed this stream, but apparently, instead of dealing with the implications of actually splitting up the grand prize, he's just going to throw a big party for everyone who streams it.
But you gotta watch the first stream he did with Leone when he kind of like announced that. Leone was just like so offended. He's like, I don't want a fucking pizza party. I want $1 million. By right.
Yeah, like $1 million, not a pizza party, please.
But yeah, gonna be writing some off-season stealing signals posts at the newsletter as well, getting that fired back up. Those are gonna be very in-depth team by team stuff. What I'm seeing as I go through projections and really just like do the deep analysis on each team as I go through the projection process, not so focused on the actual projections. Those are going to be coming either this week or next. I'm trying to get them all done by the end of July. So a lot of stuff coming on the newsletter in the next few weeks.
Awesome. Pat, what about you?
We've been doing these podcast episodes on A Good Football Show where we're bringing on beat writers, and those have been pretty cool. Ben Raven was on from the Lions on Monday, was talking up TJ Hawkinson in a big way, talking up Amon-Ra St. Brown, talking up DeAndre Swift, saying they want to use him as a 3-down guy, want to get him involved as a rusher, not just utilize him as kind of a receiving style back. So lots of good stuff on that one, and we'll be doing those every Monday.
Awesome. And yeah, as I mentioned, take your shot, which is Kitchen on the Swolecast today. Absolutely hilarious. And then your chaser is Kitchen on the randomizer tomorrow night. I don't know why I've waited this long to do the randomizer with Kitchen, because the prompts I'm getting coming in are just absolutely incredible. So that is going to be a really fun show tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tune in for that. And we will see you guys next week. Peace out. Thank you, Hasan, for joining us.